What if I told you that anxiety isn't the enemy? What if the real problem is how we perceive it? We live in a world where anxiety is seen as something to be cured, medicated, or avoided at all costs. But the ancient Stoics and modern psychology suggest something different. What if anxiety could actually be useful? What if, instead of fearing it, we worked with it? Today, we're diving into the Stoic and psychological approach to anxiety, how your mind is tricking you, and how you can outsmart it. Stay until the end, because we're breaking down two powerful techniques that can help you stop overthinking and take control of your emotions. Let's get into it. The science behind anxiety and fear. First, let's get something straight. Anxiety is not just in your head, it's hardwired into your brain. Psychologists say anxiety comes from the amygdala, the part of your brain responsible for detecting threats. Back in the caveman days, this kept us alive, running from predators, avoiding danger. But today, your brain treats deadlines, social situations, and texts left unread like life-threatening events. But here's the catch. Your brain can't tell the difference between a real threat and an imagined one. It just reacts. Ever felt your heart race before a big presentation? Or spiraled into worst-case scenarios late at night? That's anxiety doing its job, trying to protect you, but overreacting. So, how do we stop it from controlling our lives? That's where Stoicism comes in. Mind-blowing truth. Is anxiety actually a sign of intelligence? Here's something that might completely change how you see anxiety. What if feeling anxious actually means your brain is working better than most people's? Studies suggest that people who experience anxiety tend to have higher levels of intelligence and problem-solving ability. Why? Because your brain is wired to detect patterns, anticipate danger, and think critically about the future. But here's the irony. The same ability that makes you sharp also makes you suffer. Overanalyzing, predicting worst-case scenarios, and questioning everything. That's what smart mice do. Now, here's the real question. Are you truly in danger? Or just too good at imagining it? The Stoics would argue that your suffering isn't caused by reality. It's caused by your interpretation of reality. Marcus Aurelius said, "You suffer more in imagination than in reality." So, if your anxiety comes from an overactive brain, should you really be trying to silence it? Or should you learn how to control it so it works for you, not against you? Think about that. Let me know in the comments. Do you see anxiety differently now? Stoic reframing, the art of taking back control. The Stoics had a radical idea. You don't control the world. You control how you see it. Marcus Aurelius, the Roman emperor and philosopher, wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." This is where psychology and Stoicism overlap. Psychologists call it cognitive reappraisal, changing how you interpret a situation to change how you feel. Here's a Stoic technique that works like a psychological hack. The what's the worst that can happen exercise. When anxiety kicks in, ask yourself, what's the absolute worst-case scenario? And then, what? Your brain loves to cut, but when you force yourself to follow through on the thought, you'll often realize it's not as bad as you think. Example, you're afraid of failing a job interview. Okay, let's go there. Worst case, you don't get the job. Then what? You apply somewhere else. Life moves on. Once you see that even the worst case is survivable, fear loses its grip, turning anxiety into power. Here's the final mindset shift. Anxiety isn't just fear, it's energy. In psychology, there's a concept called challenge versus threat mindset. Instead of seeing anxiety as a signal that you're in danger, see it as a signal that you're preparing for something important. Think about it. Your heart races before a big event, not because something's wrong, but because your body is getting you ready. The Stoics understood this too. They didn't try to eliminate fear, they redirected it. They trained themselves to turn anxiety into action. So next time you feel anxious, don't think, "Oh no, something's wrong." Think, "My body is preparing me." Let's use this energy. Now, here's your challenge. The next time anxiety creeps in, don't fight it. Reframe it. Use the "what's the worst that can happen" technique. Use the energy to take action instead of freezing. Comment below. What's something you've been overthinking lately? Let's break it down together. And if you want more Stoic and psychological strategies for a stronger mind, hit that like button and subscribe. Remember, you don't control the world, but you do control how you see it. See you in the next one.